Today, we have our hands on a Chiappa Rhino, chambered in .357 Magnum. Let's review it. Starting with some history on this little guy here. The Chiappa Rhino series is actually Italian in origin. Chiappa Firearms revealed their first one, I believe, back in 2009 at an IWA Expo in Nuremberg, Germany, of all places. Now, through the first few years of these revolvers' development and release, they gained immense popularity, not just for the design you see here, but for the way of their functionality as well. The resulting product you see here today is actually from a dear friendship between two people. First being an engineer known as Emilio Gissoni, might have butchered that, who became incredibly ill and passed away during development of this thing. And second being Antonio Codazzo, then again, probably butchered that as well, and who would later go on to finish his work and properly release this thing. But enough history, let's move on to this revolver's overall design. Now, as you can already tell, this firearm is very unique in design, to say the least. Very sci-fi, futuristic in appearance, with a bunch of features you wouldn't normally expect on a revolver. But of course, that's for very good reason, mainly due to virtually every part in this revolver being redesigned or reworked in some way, shape, or form. Also, almost every part is CNC'd, allowing for way less imperfections in this thing overall. And all these changes lead to one big advantage, and that's recoil mitigation, which leads to better target acquisition for any situation where needed. High-grade aluminum construction also allowed them to cut off a bunch of weight as well, as you can see up here at the top with these multiple holes. But yeah, overall ergonomics, not so bad. Bit of complaints on the grip, a little bit slanted, a little bit tiny, but overall, not bad. And of course, the main eye draw here would be that hexagonal cylinder. Very nicely designed, and I quite enjoy that. But yeah, adds to the overall image of this revolver. All right, since we're a few segments into the video, let's go shoot this thing. All right, let's begin. Single action. Oh boy. Not too shabby. One thing worth noting after that, this revolver has no safety whatsoever, so please be mindful of that. Never can be too careful. But let's segue on to the final thoughts of this thing. After my time with this, my opinion has kind of changed with it just a little bit. I personally dig the overall design of it. It has some very nice flair and futuristic elements that make me just love it. And the recoil control was also excellent. I'm able to pretty much stack shots with this thing. And ergonomics are indeed good, but for me, this revolver can be odd to hold at sometimes and aim. So there is that. I think the biggest question here would be, who is this revolver for exactly? Just to give you an idea of price, these revolvers start off somewhat expensive with a range of about, I'd say $1,100 to $1,600 for the lower end models. You also have a wide variety of caliber choices too. So the options are there if you do indeed want them. Now, the typical use for this would probably be hunting or self-defense, but for the price, you may want to consider different options. I've also seen some people use these in sport and target shooting from time to time, and I could see why, due to the recoil and its lightweight design. But overall, if the design and idea of this revolver interests you enough, I would go for it, but there's also very good reason to settle on something cheaper if needed. Everyone's needs depend on their situation, of course. Okay, everyone, double action. Yep. Well, everyone, I want to thank you for joining me on our first full-length firearm review on the channel here. Really appreciate it. As always, feel free to just check out the channel. I have short content and gaming videos as well. Whatever you'd like, really. But sub, like, or just watch, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.